Hello everyone, I've been sick. I'm really sorry that I did like 2 weeks between videos. So welcome back to another episode of Dbd Myths Busted. So today we're going to be looking specifically at the Xenomorph. I already had 6 myths lined up for this video and needed another 2. I reached out on Twitter asking for more, and Gojira, who has 10,000 followers, replied to it. This meant that the concept of a myth was exposed to a whole new group of people who hadn't watched the series and thus aren't hindered by the formula. This meant a whole lot of great suggestions that actually better fit the title of myth, which is really cool. They focus more on individual game mechanics than testing perk and add-on combinations, so this video might be a bit different from the others in the series. A lot of these don't really require explanations either, and I can just throw them up and dive into the testing, which is neat, saves me like hours of editing. So let's get started. Xenomorph can hit around corners by strafing at the end of the tail attack. This one was submitted by the Sloth of Truth. So I found this to be a really difficult one to test. As you can see here, if you start the attack from behind the corner and then strafe around it, yes, you can technically hit around the corner, but it's about when the tail attack goes off. If the tail passes through the survivor as it's being pulled back, then that won't count as a hit. So I'm not really sure what to say for this one. You just need to hit the survivor, but you can obviously move while charging up the attack. But then I wouldn't call that hitting around corners. So I don't know. If I've misunderstood what the person's asking, let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty sure I'm just going to leave this one with a... You can arc your tail over some objects. This was submitted by Happy Shinobi and Header MC. So I started off just trying to hit over this object here, and at first it didn't seem possible, but then I started noticing the little yellow splash, which obviously shows where it's actually connected to, and if you get your aiming just right for this object, you can hit over it. However, the question asked after Borgo, so I switched over to Borgo, and I just kept trying it over and over again, even to the point of the yellow splash being on Nick Cage's head, literally on top of his head. I was about to give up, but I decided, let's just move a little bit further forward, and then... So, yes, you can hit over objects, but it's inconsistent. Going down with a turret keeps it in your inventory. This one was submitted by Aero-K Music. So, first off, it gets destroyed whenever you're hit, but even if you go back and grab another one, when you go down, it will be destroyed again, and just to prove that it has been destroyed, it's no longer in my hand when I get off the killer's shoulders. Leaving a turret in the control station will break it and put it on cooldown. This one was submitted by Dirt Golem. Now, in testing another myth, I found that whenever I picked up a turret and placed it on the floor, it would destroy itself after about 2 minutes. So I waited for 3 minutes here, and the turret did not get destroyed. The tunnel will generate a new turret if you escape the trial with one. This one was submitted by Gojira. This was an absolute nightmare to test, given the aforementioned turret self-destruction. So I just had to run around setting up turrets and then grabbing one, going up to a door, opening the door, picking it up again, and running out. And as you can see, the control station did not give an extra turret once he'd run out. Survivors will see the auras of game objects while suffering from blindness. This one was submitted by Nathan Elev 3112. So typically blindness would restrict your ability to view auras, but does this hold true when those auras are killer specific mechanics, in this case flame turrets and command centers? I am assuming not, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop essential game objects from being visible. Let's find out. Killers will see the auras of game objects while suffering from blindness. So, what if the Xenomorph is blinded via residual manifest? Will it still be able to see tunnel entrances? And finally, Xenomorph's skull is visible on the default skin. This one was submitted by Basement Dweller. So what they've said is the end of the model shows under its dome. The Xenomorph's domes are meant to be translucent, so if you like mess about with video settings and go into like a light area, can you see the skull? And the answer is no. No matter which way you look at the dome, no matter how we fiddle with video settings, you can never see the skull underneath the dome. However, by clipping into it, you can see that the skull is actually fully rendered all of the time. So it's a little bit weird that there isn't just like some sort of shader that makes you able to see that skull. But there you go. So there you have it, 8 Xenomorph myths that are pretty much actually myths busted. Nice one. There's 3 videos in a row now that are focused on specific killers and survivors, so I'll be doing a general one next. Any DBD myth suggestions you want me to investigate, let me know in the comments with the word myth somewhere in the content of what you post. Today's question comes from code6515, who asks, what's your favorite piece of music? My favorite piece of music is probably this moment from the Big Train song East Coast Racer, when all of the brass comes in and it's just incredibly epic. Yes, this is a 15-minute song about a train and I love it. You should go listen to it. A big thank you to my patrons Nova, Keck, Sylvan, Lilith Alucard, and channel manager Chipstar878, along with YouTube members Nova, Housie, Chipstar878 again, and Meme Lord. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.